Darkness has returned to Ukraine not just in the skies, but in the streets, the homes, and the hearts of millions. One by one, cities that once glowed through the night are slipping into silence. Kyiv, Kharkiv, Lviv, the hum of life replaced by the hum of generators. It's not just a technical failure, it's a message. Russia is targeting more than power plants. It's targeting endurance. Over the past week, a series of powerful Russian strikes has crippled Ukraine's energy infrastructure, forcing the government to introduce emergency power cuts across almost every region all but two. Officials say gas production has been seriously damaged, and entire districts have been plunged into darkness for hours at a time. This isn't the first time Ukraine has faced blackouts since the war began, but this wave feels different. More coordinated, more intense, more deliberate. Russia is turning winter into a weapon again. Each missile, each drone, isn't just about destruction, it's about discomfort. It's about breaking morale. When the cold sets in and the lights go out, the fight gets harder, not just on the battlefield, but in every home trying to stay warm. Imagine being in Kyiv tonight. The streets are quieter than usual. Streetlights flicker, some never turn on, shops close early, families sit by candlelight, charging their phones from power banks, waiting for updates that never seem to come. For many, it feels like déjà vu, a chilling reminder of the winter of 2022, when similar strikes left millions freezing in the dark. But Ukraine has learned. The power grid, though heavily damaged, is more resilient than before. Backup systems have been improved. Engineers work around the clock, often under the sound of air raid sirens, patching together what can be saved. People have stocked up on generators, batteries, and blankets. It's not comfortable, but it's survival, and Ukrainians have gotten very good at surviving. Still, the timing of these attacks matters. Winter is just weeks away. When temperatures drop below freezing, energy becomes everything: heat, water, communication, hope. Disrupting it isn't just about causing blackouts, it's about slowing down life itself. Schools can't open, hospitals rely on limited backup power, factories halt production. Every blackout ripples through society, one switch at a time. Russia knows this, and that's what makes these strikes so strategic. Instead of large-scale assaults on front lines, the focus has shifted to infrastructure power grids, gas facilities, rail lines. These are the veins of a nation at war. Cut them, and you don't just stop soldiers, you slow an entire country. Ukraine's prime minister has already acknowledged that the country's energy system is under critical strain. Emergency power cuts are now being used to prevent a total collapse. It's a balancing act, distributing limited energy where it's needed most while repairs continue. In some areas, power is rotated in 4-hour blocks, in others it's off indefinitely. The government has urged citizens to conserve energy, turn off non-essential devices, limit heating, and prepare for longer outages. Across social media, Ukrainians share photos of candlelit dinners and darkened city blocks. There's frustration, of course, but there's also defiance, a collective refusal to break, and that resilience has become one of Ukraine's most powerful weapons. It's not just the soldiers on the front lines who are fighting. It's the engineers working in freezing conditions, the mothers keeping their children calm during air raid alerts, the volunteers distributing generators to hospitals, the small acts of endurance that add up to something unshakable. Meanwhile, the international response has been swift. Germany has pledged a new military aid package worth billions, including advanced air defense systems to help intercept future strikes. Talks are underway between Ukrainian officials and American defense manufacturers to expand local production of air defense and drone systems. Ukraine is also in discussions with the IMF for a new 4-year financial support program to stabilize the economy amid growing wartime costs. All of this shows that Ukraine's allies are still watching, still supporting, but the reality is harsh. No amount of external aid can instantly restore a damaged energy grid. It takes time, resources, safety, things that are scarce in a country under constant fire. What's happening right now is part of a larger psychological war, one that plays out in the silence after the lights go out. When an entire neighborhood sits in darkness, waiting for the power to return, there's an invisible pressure, a feeling that maybe the enemy is winning. That's what Russia wants. But time and again, Ukrainians have refused to give in to that fear. They rebuild, they relight, they move forward. Every blackout is followed by a spark, not just electrical, but human, the will to keep going, the belief that someday the lights will come back on for good. For the rest of the world, these power cuts are more than just a headline. They're a reminder of how modern wars are fought not only with weapons, but with systems, with electricity, with heat, with access. When we think of war, we imagine explosions and gunfire. But sometimes it's the quiet aftermath, the cold, the darkness, the waiting that tells the real story. And as Ukraine braces for another harsh winter, the question isn't whether the power will return. It's how long the people can keep powering through, because in the end, this isn't just a battle for light. It's a battle for resilience, for the right to live without fear, for the power to endure even when the world around you fades to black. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more real-world updates and deep dives like this. Drop a comment below. Do you think energy warfare is becoming the new front line of modern conflict? And if this story moved you, share it because awareness is also power.